Good evening, fastball fans, and thanks for coming back with us to the ISC World Tournament here at Milton Field, Green Valley Sports Complex in Moline, Illinois. Blair Setford with Joe Todd here on the ISC Network. The defending champions are on the field, the Hill United Chiefs from Six Nations, Ontario. Hopefully you had a great chance to join us during the wonderful opening ceremonies that just wrapped up, recognizing the Hall of Famers here, recognizing the local Vietnam Veterans Charter. And now we are back to some fastball action. Adam Folkard on the mound is going to test the groin and injury and see how he is doing. Adam not at 100% this year, but that pitch right there looked like it had a little bit of zip to it. So we'll see how fresh Adam feels here. Joe Todd, he's not been himself this summer, but this is the week to get better.
He only pitched a limited number of innings last week at the ASA Championships in South Bend, Indiana. Pitched Saturday morning for about 2 innings, and then they kind of took him off the field and just said, no, recuperate. We want you ready for next weekend. So we'll see if that week of recuperation helps him get back to his old Adam Folkard style.
Leading off for the PEGUIS REDMEN out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, it's Ernie Flett at the plate. And not for long is good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Mr. Flett. That'll be followed by Jeffrey Thomas, Tyler Woodhouse, Devin Garson in the 4 spot, Verdon McKay, Tyrone Spence, Joseph Sutherland. Hitting 8 is Dennis Stevenson, and in the 9 spot, it's Alex Sutherland for the PEGUIS REDMEN, who won the Calgary qualifier earlier this summer. For the Hill United Chiefs, defensively, it is Thomas Anoka out in left. In center field, Bradley Ezekiel. And right, Alan Pecker. And around the horn on the infield, Shane Boland, Nick Shales, Tony Gonzalez, and Steve Mullally at first base. Behind the plate, as you might expect, the reigning MVP in the ISC World Tournament, Bruno Matrone, picked that award up last year in Eldridge, Iowa. The Chiefs did the pitching by committee last year. It was Pat Burns, Pablo Migliavaca, and Devin McCullough. Adam Folkard at home, of course, due to travel restrictions related to COVID. But back here this year, and this one inside, is Adam moves Jeffrey Thomas, his pitching counterpart, back off the plate.
Thomas got that real bat wave going. Got that bat high up over his shoulders.
Tell those girls to be quiet, please.
And swing and a miss there by Jeffrey Thomas. The Chiefs have won 5 championships in the past 8 years. Adam has been on the board for all of them. And this one is inside, and ball 4 to Jeffrey Thomas. They've been in the championship game 7 times in that span, going all the way back to 2012, the first year of the Chiefs. They dropped the final that year to the Jarvis Travelers. They also lost a championship game here on this diamond, actually, to the Toronto Gators in 2016. You go back to 2013, and Adam Folkard set the ISC record for most consecutive perfect innings, throwing a perfect game in what was the winner's bracket final that year.
No signals from the third base coach, so no little small game going on early in the game.
There's a called strike down at the bottom of the zone for Folkard. And called strike 3, down on strikes, Tyler Woodhouse. That pitch, Joe Todd, right down John Deere Boulevard.
Yeah, Adam is just saying, here's the ball, challenge me. I want to see what I've got right now, but I want to see what you've got as well.
And Joe, it'll be interesting to see how long Adam goes right now, how long they let him go. Do they get him through the order once and then get him out and try to rest?
That's what I'm planning on. I'm thinking once through the order, they would be quite happy with that scenario.
Called strike at the top of the zone. Devin Garson, the cleanup batter for the PEGUIS REDMEN. And Joe, good to see another new team here in the ISC World Tournament. This group out of Winnipeg, as I mentioned, they won the Calgary qualifier back in the early spring, or the early part of the season at least. And electing to make the opportunity, or electing to take the opportunity to come to the ISC World Tournament. And I'm sure they're going to be glad they did, although having to face the Chiefs in the opening round is a bit of a tall order.
Well, great job to prove that the game is expanding across not only Canada's provinces, but also the United States, with new teams coming, mostly out of Western Canada, or this team coming out of Western Canada. Todd McCabe doing a great job out there, and Rich Haldane, our new commissioner.
Fouled straight back. You know, Joe, you and I watched Adam pitch in Simcoe, and that was pretty much right off the plane. But you could tell that just something wasn't quite right with Adam. He didn't have the normal snap on the ball. Now, let's remember also that the last time Adam pitched in the ISC World Tournament was over here in North America. It was 2019. 2020, of course, no season in Canada whatsoever due to COVID. 2021, Australia was restricted from travel. So Adam has been competing in 2021 in at home in the Australian tournament circuit, but not a full season. And this one is downstairs. So 2 walks, and Joe right there is an indicator that Adam not quite at 100%. You very rarely will get 2 walks in an inning from Adam Falkert.
Exactly. We had talked about the importance of legs and driving off your legs, and with the potential groin industry and waving or the soreness in the groin area, you just don't have that push-off ability to drive your power through your legs. And right now it's starting to show that already, but 2 strikeouts and 2 walks so far this inning. Little inconsistent.
Chopper right into the glove of Steve Mullally. 2 runners stranded. PEGUIS REDMEN in the top of the first inning. Nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Stay with us here on the ISC Network, just getting underway in our nighttime games.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the...
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
You are flying over the Green Valley Sports Complex, courtesy of Luciano Lafrano, our producer here this week, who got the drone out earlier yesterday and was able to take some welcome footage here at the Green Valley Sports Complex, and you'll see some more of his aerial photography work as the week goes on. Just some fabulous stuff from Luciano, who's doing a great job with all of the pictures. His wife is here this week as well. Katrona Lafrano is operating the first base camera and doing a great job tracking all the action here at the ISC World Tournament. So thank you, Luciano and Katrona, for all of your work. And of course, you can catch them on Softball Premier TV. Our secondary streaming is also on Softball Premier TV, and on that channel right now, it is the AHI Reapers and the Ohio Bombers. That's going on in the diamond directly behind us, and that is on softballpremiertv.com. So if your team, your favorite team, is not on the main diamond, if they're on Diamond 7 on the schedule, you can catch them on softballpremiertv.com. Secondary streaming here this week. For the Hill United Chiefs, leading off Shane Boland. He'll be followed by Nick Shales, then Bradley Ezekiel, Bruno Matroni in the 4 spot, Thomas Anoka bats 5, Steve Mullally 6, Alan Pecker, the speedy Alan Pecker in the 7 spot. Josh McGovern is the designated player tonight, and he bats 8th. Tony Gonzalez, second baseman, batting 9th. For the PEGUIS REDMEN, across the outfield, left to right rather, Devin Garson in left, Tyrone Spence in center field, Alex Sutherland is in right field, and around the horn in the infield, Tyler Woodhouse is at third. Short is Verdon McKay, second base Ernie Flett, and over at first it's Joseph Sutherland. And as we talked about, Jeffrey Thomas pitching to Dennis Stevenson, the battery for the PEGUIS REDMEN. Shane Boland, fresh off of being the leading batter at last weekend's USA Softball National Championship. This one is up and off the glove to the screen. Joe, he was the leading RBI getter in last year's ISC World Tournament. Top hitter as well. Is there anything Shane Boland's not doing right now for the Chiefs?
He's at the peak of his game right now, and that's what this summer's been all about for Shane. Peaked at the right time.
Fouled off the glove as he went outside the zone to foul off that changeup from Jeffrey Thomas.
Truly a professional hitter. Stands up to the batter's box, and obviously he's just measuring up his competition right now, but he's seeing what speed he's got. He's seeing what pitches he's got. So he's not only taking care of his time at bat now, but later on in the game, and helping his teammates on the bench.
Well, works a walk here to get the leadoff man aboard for Nick Shales. And Nick Shales unable to compete in last year's tournament due to the vagaries of traveling on an Australian passport and not being confident about being able to re-enter Canada, where he now lives and has lived for about the past 5 years. So Nick making a return to the ISC World Tournament, and good to see him back at it for the Chiefs.
Jeffrey Thomas really struggling on the mound right now.
This one is lifted out to right, and that's going to fall foul, just out of the reach of the right fielder out there, Alex Sutherland. Just couldn't track that one down. You don't want to give Nick Shales and the rest of the Chiefs extra swings, Joe. You want to make those outs when you can. Tough play out there, but you got to make that one.
Yeah, he ran a long way for that ball, but you should try and pull that in. Don't give a team extra outs. Nick trying to advance the runner there, Shane Boland, down to second base, but unable to keep it fair.
A lot of pitches already for Jeffrey Thomas. And just misses upstairs. Got good pace on it, Joe, but just struggling to find the zone right now.
Yeah, he's obviously quite aware he's facing the defending champ, so he's trying to pick corners, but he's not doing a great job right now.
Took something off that, but can't find the strike zone right now. And falling behind on Nick Shales. So full count. And this one is lifted up to center. Forget about it. Way back and out of the perimeter yard as well. Nick Shales, a big two-run home run. You saw center fielder Tyrone Spence turned and looked and waved goodbye.
Jeffrey Thomas just got too much of the plate for Nick Shales there. And Shales took all of that ball and drove it.
Yeah, that one out just to the right of that big orange tent that you saw out in center field. And Nick Shales makes the trot around the bases. Not the first time for Nick, and it won't be the last this year either. And from the frying pan to the fire, Bradley Ezekiel steps to the plate. This one inside on Bradley. Joe, I don't know fully how Brad's year has gone in the St. John's League, but at one point he was 8 for 12, and 7 of those hits were home runs.
Another guy that just excels over the summer and gets better and peaks in August.
And upstairs from Jeffrey Thomas, and it looks like, Joe, he's just rushing right now. I bet the heart rate is way up. It's your first ISC game. You walk the leadoff batter, just give up a long home run. And he's just having trouble finding the strike zone right now. And a 4-pitch walk to Bradley Ezekiel.
Yes, I agree with you, Blair, and I think maybe a good time for Dennis Stevenson, the catcher, just to call time and go out and talk to him, settle him down, or get maybe one of the captains to go over and have a word with him.
So Bruno Matroni. And Joe, we hear that Bruno will be stepping away from the Argentina national team after the World Cup this fall down in Auckland, New Zealand at Rose Harbor Park, I believe it is, upstairs to Matroni. The longtime captain of Argentina has handed that title over to Mariano Montero. And for the veteran, it'll be his swan song, at least with the Argentina team. We're hoping he's still going to be traveling up here to North America to play. But really has seen and done it all. The current world champions, the current Pan Am champions, the reigning ISC MVP. And Thomas, just frustration right now, Joe, just a picture of frustration because he can't find that strike zone right now whatsoever.
He's trying to slow his game down, but he's in a bit of a rut right now.
And that pitch just missed inside. So following the 2-run home run, a pair of walks, and that brings up Thomas Inoka. Thomas has fit right into the middle of the Hill United Chiefs lineup here. Joe played a couple of seasons with the Hallman Twins after his stint with the Gators. and now has come over to the Chiefs and playing left field.
Great defensive player and a great team leader.
One of the vice captains of the New Zealand Black Sox. And of course, they'll be the home side at the World Cup later this fall. And we'll look forward to our good friend Jason Chopper Gerbies helping to bring the World Cup to us starting in late November. Called strike on the outside corner. I think Thomas will be happy for that.
Might be looking for 2 more of those.
And there's a good changeup. He spins that one in for a strike.
Nice pitch of him.
Well,
He's got to
yeah.
maintain that corner.
Yeah, if he can get that pitch working for him, then that's an alternative for him to go to. Well, he just missed the mascot there. The hurry throw down to third in safely is Brad Ezekiel. That was a great bounce off the mesh there, Joe, and that's something that you wouldn't see with a wire screen. But he got the trampoline bounce and had a good strong throw down to third.
Yeah, just about caught Bradley off guard there. He didn't think he was going to get that clean of a bounce.
Way up foul down the right side, but that's going to hit the dugout roof. Fortunately, that doesn't hit that camera up there on the dugout roof. So we'll get back to reset here. Runners on second and third now, and here's a little flare out to left. Makes the catch, and the throw comes into third base. Ezekiel trots in to score the third run of the inning for Hill United. Bruno Matroni wisely made the decision to stay at second base.
Good arm by Garson to bring that ball into third.
Well, the way he initially came up, Joe, I thought he was going to take a shot at home, but then it was almost like a last-second decision to go to third.
Yeah, I think he kind of was off balance when he caught the ball.
Steve Mullally to the plate, and he looks like a pitch high. Want to thank Steve for his sponsorships here on the ISC Network with both Absolute Business Supply as well as the Dust Up podcast that he and Jason Hill have been entertaining us with over the last years thereabouts. All the podcasts have been highly entertaining since they made their debut during the COVID timeout. The Twos Talk, Outside the Chute, Beyond the Dugout, and Dust Up have all been great additions to the fast pitch landscape. Cap tip to all the gentlemen behind those. Randy and Chris out east with Outside the Chute. Donnie and Tosh and Dino on Twos Talk. Chopper and Damien doing Beyond the Dugout. And another 4-pitch walk, and that will put 2 runners back aboard again with Mullally takes the long, slow trot down to first. That will bring up Alan Pecker. So, Joe, if there was a race between Yusuf Davis and Alan Pecker, who do you think would win?
Pecker.
You're taking Pecker?
Yes.
So there's something that Luciano and I are trying to arrange, maybe at the end of the tournament. We'll see. We've got some people working on trying to set this up. A little bit of a race between Alan and Yusuf, and who is the fastest man in fast-pitch softball, in fastball. The early odds, at least, on Alan Pecker. I don't know if you can get cool bet odds on those or not.
I remember one plate appearance he had in Denmark a couple